Today's video, I'm going to be taking you through, myself and Hookah, a full no bullshit day of eating that you can implement if your goal is either to bulk, build muscle, or build strength. So when it comes to powerlifting, your training is one part of the equation, but your nutrition is the other. For meal number one, it's my first ever time making overnight oats, so do bear with me if it goes to shit. 100 grams of oats, a scoop of banoffee protein powder gotten from Sainsbury's, which was like half the price of the Optimum Nutrition, and apparently tastes a lot better. For the milk, as opposed to low fat, which I typically consume if I was cutting, we're gonna go with full fat because it's slightly more calories, probably a third more. To bump up the calories, an easy solution is double cream, a spoonful of Biscoff, and layer it with some normal calorie Greek yogurt. And finally, your full calorie vanilla flavored Greek yogurt. Now you probably could put in regular Greek yogurt as well, but it's gonna taste a little bit like ass. Although combined with the Biscoff, it shouldn't be the worst. I don't know the calories, but I'm gonna pop them on screen. Probably the messiest overnight oats that have ever been made, as you can tell by the scene of the kitchen. Gonna taste like shit now, in the morning tastes a little bit nicer. But if you're someone who tends to eat oats for breakfast and you find it a little bit dry, well then it's a really tasty, delicious alternative. As you can probably tell, it's the next day. And meal number one is going to be the overnight oats, but because I'm recording a YouTube video, I usually start to make my diet look a lot healthier than what it actually does. This time yesterday, I was about 3 M&S cookies deep, and I was wondering that by the end of the day, why I was feeling like shit. Some strawberries for #health, and this should bring me pretty close to about 1,000 calories. So I think the overnight oats on their own were about 950 roughly, plus the strawberries, let's assume 50 calories. That should be a nice and easy 1,000 calories to start off your day. In literally 2 minutes flat, polished off 1,000 calories of overnight oats. In comparison to waking up in the morning, making your porridge hot, I definitely found the calories a lot easier to get in. Second benefit of making overnight oats the night before is that you can literally just put a lid on the tub and take them with you wherever you go. So I'd probably recommend, if you're bulking, make your life as easy as possible. That's one of the ways that you can do it. We're here in CrossFit Wessex in Winchester. I'm following day 2 of my training week this week. And Shane, who you saw in the last video, is in charge of my programming for my build up to a plus 200 kg squat and 180 kg comp rules bench press. Comp rules being my 2 feet need to be placed firmly on the floor and my butt can't come up off the bench. So today is going to be 4 sets of 6 reps at 70% of my estimated 1 rep max. So that's about 182.5 kgs, what I'm basing the calculation off, which means that today I'm doing sets of 128 kilos. Comp rules, feet on the floor, arse on the bench for 4 sets of 6 reps. I forgot to add in that a pause is required. So when you're doing the powerlifting competition, they'll call you to start, you lower the bar to your chest, and it's only on their prompt that you're allowed to press the bar. So I can't just hop the bar off my chest. It's gonna have to be a controlled descent, pause on my chest, and then press up without my feet coming off the floor or my arse off the bench. Abby, what weight are you going for?
100 kilograms squat, 2 times body weight.
All right, fellas, you heard her. Let's get into it. In that last clip, you saw that I managed to fail a 128 kilo bench press on my 6th repetition, which is something that would never happen to me if I was paying zero attention to my form and technique whatsoever. Truth be told, if I was just dropping the bar to my chest at any speed and touching and going and bouncing the bar off my chest, I reckon I could probably get 128 kilos for an excess of 10 easy repetitions. So that ties in nicely to the fact that weight and reps is not the only way in which you can progressively overload. In essence, you could progressively overload by using less weight and less reps than you're accustomed to doing. doing. Because you see, most people in the gym on a spectrum of shit technique to really, really good technique are closer to shit technique. So if you were to refine how you're performing each exercise, if you were to control the descent of each movement, if you were to maybe even add in a pause, you don't have to add in a pause, unless you're doing powerlifting, it's unnecessary. But if you were to exert greater control and command over the repetitions that you're doing, albeit at a lighter weight, albeit for less reps, you're actually progressively overloading because you're probably inflicting a more specific stimulus to the target muscle that you're looking to train, and as such it takes a lot less for that muscle to reach total failure. For example, doing reps like this is a lot easier than doing reps like this. Now, you might be wondering, why the fuck did I add in a dumbbell fly in the middle of my dumbbell incline bench press? And quite simply, we'd be here all day if I was doing 27.5 kilo, albeit controlled repetitions on incline dumbbell press. I could probably do that for 6 reps at 60 kilos. So to save Abby having to hold the camera here for the next half an hour, I'd made the impulse decision halfway through to throw in some flies. So we've reached that shitty low ebb part of the workout where I don't want to be here, but I just got to get done what's written on the program. So the meat and potatoes of today's session is going to be the benching side of it. So once that's done, really and truly everything else is just a bonus. What was written was benching, dumbbell incline press, which was too light because the heaviest dumbbells in this gym are 27.5. So I had to mix my third exercise, which was flies, into the middle of the dumbbell incline press. Now I'm doing ladder raises for the side delt, tricep work, and then I'm probably going to leave it at that. When it comes to this stage and I want to speed up the time in which I'm getting the workout done, this is where supersets can come in, or drop sets. So essentially you're just getting the same amount or a similar amount of work done in half the time. Conveniently, I brought in my camera instead of my phone, so I couldn't pay for the energy drinks. So these ones are on Abby.
I forgot my phone.
Unfortunately, Sainsbury's yesterday didn't have packets of turkey burgers, so we're gonna make our own using packets of turkey mince. And Abby, as she always does, looked up online, is there anything extra information that we need to make sure that, you know, the turkey burgers just don't go to shit? And aside from having massive chunks of eggshell in the mix, we're gonna crack in 1 egg per pack of turkey mince, I suppose, just to make it coagulate a little bit better. I learned that in second year biology. It's freezing. Can't wait to let the dogs lick my hands after this. Perfect. Don't worry, their tongues are sterile. There, come on, you're not done.
I'm tired, boss.
There we go. All right, so now all that's, why can't I speak when it starts recording? So now all that's left? So now all that is left is that we put it in the air fryer and we pray to God above that it doesn't stick. Meal number 2, probably going to be in and around that 700-800 region with the addition of butter. Regular bagels as well. So a lot of people when they're cutting will understandably purchase slim bagels, but if you get regular bagels, they can be at times close to double the calories. So a very seamless transition just to get an extra few calories in. Other simple ones would be full fat butter in comparison to the light variations. The turkey burgers came out okay. They took fucking ages to cook, so I would strongly recommend that you simply just buy the packaged ones, but we unfortunately didn't have that luxury, did we, Abby? Another cheesy way of adding extra calories, badumts, is quite simply just add cheese to whatever it is that you're eating.
Thank you.
Bon appetit. This meal, very, very close in calories to the overnight oats, considering the cheese, considering the butter. 2 turkey burgers, bit of cheese, bit of butter, 2 regular bagels, and that's close to 1,000 calories. So almost halfway through my daily calorie intake for the day, and it's just after 2 o'clock. Believe it or not, Chef Sean is making a reappearance, and you will not believe your eyes, but this is actually 3 servings of vegetables in front of us. So myself, I'm treating Abby to the luxury of a creamy chicken chorizo pasta. It's alliteration. It's got 3 C's. How much better can it get? Little tip for those of you who have to cook for other people, or if you're cooking in batch. It can be a bit of an awkward cunt trying to track. But what I would recommend, and it's not a perfect solution, but it is a solution nonetheless, is that you get the calories for the entire meal that you are cooking. So give or take, I'm about twice the size of Abby. I have 350 grams of chicken here, so I'm going to assume that I'll be eating at least 200 grams when it comes to my portion of the chicken. Veg doesn't really matter because even 3 servings of that probably won't even equate to 100 calories. With respect to the pasta, it's like amalgamating eyeballing with actual calorie tracking. As I said, imperfect. If there's, let's say, 300 grams of pasta in the pot, I'm going to assume that I'm going to consume 200 grams, and I'll put that into my FitnessPal and track it accordingly. There's pasta everywhere. Asparagus over the pasta. So not only are we cooking pasta, but we're steaming the asparagus at the same time. It's fantastic. Again, if you're someone who's bulking, like me, use things like olive oil, just an easy 100 calories without you feeling it, and stay out. Chicken and pasta on its own, probably not the most calorie dense. But when you add double cream into the mix and dice chorizo, which is a very fatty meat, it's just such an easy way to probably nearly double the calories. It can simmer in the oil there. Homie! If you're looking for an easy way to track what you're putting in as you go, just put the thing on the scales, set the scales to 0, pour whatever into the pan, put it back on the scales, and that's how many milliliters you took out. As discussed earlier, not a perfect method, but as you can see, my portion here on the left-hand side is probably about 1/3 bigger than Abby's portion on the right. The total calories for the meal I'm gonna pop up on the screen. So to finish off today's calories, I have a humble 600 calories to finish off. So what we're going to go with is about 300 milliliters of full fat milk. We have 2 scoops of this Sainsbury's Banoffee protein powder, which equates to 1 serving. We're going to have this banana right here. So I technically hit 5 servings of fruit and veg today. So the Eddie Abu crew can fuck off and say that I have a really unhealthy diet. I actually ate 5 portions. How many did you have? And then we're going to just, I don't know, add in a scoop of Biscoff, and that should take me over the edge. Truth be told, I've been snacking on like cookies and stuff all day. I just haven't put it in the video because I didn't want to take off the camera every time I was stuffing my gob. So I'm well over 4,000 calories for the day. That's going to be me done and dusted. Not gonna lie, this is fucking delicious. And that is that. So over 4,000 calories, over 200 grams of protein. I'm gonna put them all on screen here. A very, very good full day of eating, a bulking full day of eating that's going to have me nailing, you heard it here first, nailing an over 200 kg squat, a 180 kg comp rules bench press, deadlift, why not? Let's go with 270 kilos at the end of June. So for today's video, that's a wrap. See you in the next one.